So showers we saw earlier this morning have started to move out, and I will say today will definitely be the pick of the weekend. So keep it here. We'll have a full breakdown of that forecast up next.
This morning on DC News Now, cancellations and delays continue to plague airports here in our region and across the country because of the government shutdown. Conditions passengers are facing at Reagan National Airport. Plus, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser claims an investigation is untrue a day after a report of a Justice Department investigating the city's mayor. The details up ahead. And it's not just humans who suffer seasonal allergies. Health experts say how you can keep your pets healthy while they deal with allergies.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good morning. Happy Saturday. Thank you for waking up with us here on DC News Now. It is November 8th. I'm Tosin Fakile. What a week we have had in the weather department with chilly temps, but also warmer conditions. So what are we in for today? Well, let's head on outside right now with a live look towards the monument. The ground was wet this morning, and I don't know if that's cloudy conditions I am seeing. But you know what? I'm not a meteorologist, so let's ask one. Meteorologist Brittany Ward here on the desk this morning. Brittany, good morning. Happy Saturday. All right, what are we in for today? Cut the pleasantries. Let's get to the good stuff.
I will say the good stuff for today, we are tracking the warmth. We're tracking sunny skies. But then as we end out the weekend, that's when we're going to be seeing more rain across the area. So let's take a look at satellite and radar right now, showing you the wider picture. We had a cold front that passed through. That's the reason why we saw those showers earlier this morning. Now they're starting to exit the area as well as that cold front, but then look behind it. Looks like a secondary boundary is going to be moving in, but still going to be tracking those mild conditions. Zooming into radar to show you at the 7:01 hour, we're tracking those dry conditions across the area. However, we are starting to see some patchy fog developing across portions of the region. So take it slow. It looks like visibility down to 0 as you head to Frederick as well as Manassas, even Culpeper. So again, take it slow in those areas. You're down to a mile in Orange. You're down to 7 though as you head over there to Luray, but temperature wise not looking bad at all. We're tracking the 50s across much of the area at this hour. 56 currently in DC, 54 as you head over there to Hagerstown. You're still in the 40s though as you head over there to Woodstock, but highs today not looking too bad, Tosin. So keep it here. We'll talk more about that in just a bit.
All right, Brittany, thank you. We begin with the government shutdown. It is now day 39. Here's a live look at the Capitol. Senators working through the weekend for the first time since the government shutdown began over a month ago. Yesterday, Republicans rejected an offer from Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer to reopen the government and extend expiring health care subsidies for a year. Democrats twice yesterday blocked a proposal from Republican Senator Ron Johnson to pay expected employees and members of the military during the shutdown. Some Democratic leaders say it would give President Trump too much authority to pick and choose when federal employees are paid and when. Now, even though lawmakers are working this weekend, no votes are scheduled. And Americans continue to feel the effects of the government shutdown, even in the skies. Here is a live look off in the distance at Reagan National Airport, where it dealt with a significant amount of delays and cancellations yesterday. The mandated FAA flight restrictions went into place across the country on Friday, and the FAA blames the reduction on staffing shortages. Our Daniel Hamburg has the latest.
It's a waiting game for thousands of travelers at Reagan National Airport on the first day of flight reductions mandated by the FAA.
It's pretty burdensome on the travelers like us, but hopefully the shutdown ends soon and flights are back on track.
According to FlightAware, Reagan National had about 350 delays in and out of the airport Friday and about 160 cancellations. The FAA says the average delay, 4 hours.
We found out that the Portland, Oregon air is going to be 3 hours late from departure.
Despite the delays, Janelle Handegard and her group's spirits are high.
I think we're doing okay. We got a good book to read. Yeah, so we're going to be fine.
Knowing what was coming, some changed their plans.
We're supposed to go as a group. Most of the group canceled, some had changed. In fact, this morning somebody changed from 5 p.m. to 10 a.m. He has to leave as early as possible.
Abby Awumi was one of the lucky ones with an on-time flight to Miami.
DC, I'm surprised, like, it looks like nobody's traveling here. It's kind of nice and clean. There's nobody here.
For air traffic controllers still showing up, a sign in the tower reads, "Will vector for food," a nod to still directing planes without getting paid.
All right, that was our Daniel Hamburg reporting for us on those conditions. Now, you want to make sure you're checking with your airline before getting to the airport to avoid the disappointment of delays and cancellations. Maybe download the app for those airlines. If you're flying out of BWI or Dulles, some good news, a bit of good news, international flights, they are largely unaffected. The Supreme Court temporarily halted an order requiring the Trump administration to make full SNAP November payments. A lower court judge had given the administration until Friday to make the payments to Federal Food Assistance Program, which helps over 40 million Americans. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson issued the halt late Friday, pausing that requirement until the appeals court rules on whether to issue a more lasting pause. 2 firefighters on trial for flooding a baseball field in Maryland, but the judge dropped the charges for one and found the other not guilty. DC News Now's Kevon Dupree covers Montgomery County and explains that decision.
In September, Montgomery County Fire Captain Christopher Riley and firefighter Alan Barnes were each charged with 3 misdemeanors, including malicious destruction of property and disorderly conduct. This after investigators determined they were responsible for spraying the water that flooded the Blair Local Park baseball field. Members of the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts were on the field at the time and were forced to cancel their game. In court Friday, Barnes was absolved of all charges after Riley took full responsibility for the incident. Riley says he did it to get the Thunderbolts' attention. He claims several baseballs had flown over the fence and damaged property at the nearby fire station. After an hours-long trial, the judge ruled that the water did not cause any damage to the field, and there was also no disorderly conduct. Riley was found not guilty on all charges. Thunderbolts founder Richard O'Connor and Riley's attorney Rand Lucy weighed in on the verdict.
Hearing the ruling that he didn't feel that puddles of water were destruction of property, and I'm not quite sure he understands how much it takes to get a team up and running, and when you can't play a game because of poor field conditions, that's destruction of property. So disappointing.
He's happy that that the whole story came out, and not happy about the situation or proud of any of this, but just happy that the whole story came out, and satisfied with that. But there's no sort of win here.
In Silver Spring, Kevon Dupree, DC News Now.
Time to head to the field. Some improving news for Washington Commanders fans. Head coach Dan Quinn says quarterback Jaden Daniels will not need surgery on his left elbow. That's definitely helpful news there. They also say there's no ligament damage. JD5 dislocated his elbow during the Commanders' loss on Sunday to the Seahawks. It's still uncertain if the star QB will return to action this season. And fans of the Burgundy and Gold may experience more security at this Sunday's game at Northwest Stadium. And that's because President Trump says he will be at that game. It is the team's Salute to Service event that honors service members ahead of Veterans Day, which is on Tuesday. Now, kickoff for that game against the Detroit Lions is at 4:30. A tearful guilty plea in Maryland from the woman who caused a crash that killed a rookie NFL player and his 2 friends, who caused them their lives and their 2 friends. She was driving drunk in Prince George's County, slammed into another car that had 3 high school teammates. DC News Now's Tim Reed has more from the emotional court hearing.
State's Attorney Tara Jackson is calling this case a tragedy. She wants suspect Corey Klingman held responsible and urges drivers to slow down and not drink and drive.
And today the driver responsible for causing that crash has accepted responsibility and entered a guilty plea. to 3 counts of negligent homicide under the influence of alcohol.
Tara Jackson says Corey Klingman will serve time in jail for driving drunk and causing the deaths of 3 people in a crash last year.
And while today's plea brings a measure of accountability, I know it does not and will not ease the heartbreak or bring back the 3 young men whose lives were lost in this devastating crash.
NFL player Kyrie Jackson, along with his friends Isaiah Hazel and Anthony Lighton, were all killed in a 3-car crash in Prince George's County, July 6, 2024. Police say Klingman was trying to change lanes when she hit the car the 3 were riding in. Their car went off the road and hit multiple tree stumps.
Incidents like these are not just accidents. They are preventable tragedies.
The state's attorney has a message for anyone who chooses to drink and drive.
Driving under the influence is a crime. Speeding at high rates of speed is a crime, both of which lead to jail.
Corey Klingman is on house arrest and will be sentenced in court February 4th. In Prince George's County, Tim Reed, DC News Now.
And kids in the district could face a curfew this weekend after recent scenes like this one at Navy Yard on Halloween. Mayor Bowser signed off on emergency legislation to extend this summer's restrictions. If the curfew is in place, anyone under 17 cannot be out between 11 at night and 6 in the morning. It also allows the police chief create zones that would prevent teens from gathering in large groups past 8 p.m. An investigation at Joint Base Andrews. A suspicious package left 7 people sick, but everyone, they say, is okay. The military base, home to Air Force One, other aircrafts for the president, VP, and senior leaders. As precaution, officials evacuated the building where the package was opened. That investigation turned over to the Air Force. And we have a traffic alert at 7-Eleven for drivers in Virginia. VDOT says crews are closing both directions of traffic between Dulles Toll Road and American Legion Bridge on 495. The stretch will be closed from 6, it's already in effect, and goes until 9 p.m. for some paving work. All right, if you're going to be out and about, driving, walking, taking the train, whatever you're doing, being outside, it's a good idea today, right, Brittany?
Absolutely. It's definitely get outside and enjoy it weather, because come the work week, we are going to be tracking those winter-like conditions. Now, if you want to go out, maybe explore and look at the leaves, the good news is we are starting to see some color across much of the region. So definitely get outside and enjoy it. Right now, we are taking a look at our forecast. Fall foliage, and notice Washington, D.C. we're expected to see peak color as we head into next week. That darker color that you're seeing on the map is past peak, so out towards Hagerstown, the eastern panhandle, it looks like we'll start to see those leaves be past the peak mark. So keep it here. We'll talk more about those temperatures and what to expect, Tosin, coming up.